Welcome to episode 730 of Hard Factor. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. It is Monday, July 19th, 2021. I'm Will. We got Pat, Wes, Mark, full house today. And a little update from last week. First green room show, Friday afternoon. Second trivia night, Friday night. Both went fantastically well, I thought. What did you guys think?
Who won?
Yeah, green room's going to be a hit. There's a new champ in town.
Oh, okay.
This guy.
Mark's
bonus dog.
Yes, Mark's strategy of breaking up the winning team from the first round paid off very handsomely.
Not. Josh called in the green room, and we agreed that we should be on the same team. So my first pick was Josh, and then I did pick someone from your team, Will Scout.
I was trying to I thought we were going for a rematch.
We didn't have all the same players. Father Brian wasn't there.
Should change things up.
But look, bottom line is we won by a significant amount of points, so it's all good.
Not going into the last round.
Pat,
You weren't winning.
Pat was up. Yeah, you
Pat,
were
what place did you get, Pat?
Well, when do you consider the game having ended? At the going
when it
into
ended.
the last round?
When the game ended. No. When the game ended, what place
were you?
Fourth.
After the final question.
Fourth out of four.
But what was I in going into the last round?
First.
I mean,
first.
Yeah, but there was everyone was ahead at certain rounds.
You know, Pat's like the Washington Capitals of trivia. He wins the regular season every time, and then the playoffs, it's just like
Pat's team was doing pretty bad. They had an incredible second to last round before the final question. They were in last place for a while. It was very close.
Mark's overblowing it. He played good strategy on the very last question. He was tied for second place with Kate's team, and Kate's team didn't bet enough. My team was mathematically eliminated. We were only 1 point down from them, though, but still mathematically eliminated.
So let me ask you guys a question. What did you guys pick for the final question? What did you guys pick for the author?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it? You don't want to talk about who you picked?
Well, the answer was Dr. Seuss, and 3 out of 4 teams got it right. It was real similar to a Godzilla moment.
So I'm an idiot. So the final question it's like Jeopardy. The trivia is amazing. It's professionally done by a professional company. A buddy of Pat's from JMU. He's the best. Shout out Michael. What's the name of the trivia?
It's Trivia Throwdown.
Trivia Throwdown. So he gives you the category, and that's it. And he's like, you can wager however many points. Then you have to tell me how much you wagered. Then I'll give you the question, like in Final Jeopardy. He gave us the category authors, and my drunk ass is like, it's got to be Dr. Seuss. I said it out loud to everyone. The answer was Dr. Seuss. I didn't know the question. And Pat's team still got it wrong, even though I told them the answer before the question.
That's tough.
Yeah. TriviaThrowdownOnline.com.
I was like, the answer is definitely Dr. Seuss. As a joke. And they still got it wrong.
As you can tell from
so
Mark's
what'd you pick, Pat?
Very fun time.
Yeah.
F. Scott Fitzgerald. Let's move on.
Okay, next. Next. I guess that's the right time.
What did he ever do to you?
Green Room app, okay, from Spotify. Very fun. Our first show was on Friday afternoon. We're going to move back the next Green Room show, so it's like an afternoon commute show instead of like a late commute show instead of an afternoon at work.
Did we decide on which day we're definitely doing?
I think we're going to do the next one Friday again. We're going to move back a little bit later.
Okay, because I'm going to be out a bunch of Fridays coming up soon. Just FYI.
Okay, well, we might change days in the future.
Okay.
We might, but as of now. Green Room is fun. Remember,
what are you going to be at the Van Gogh exhibit again?
No, I got work that's my only day I can do other bullshit with fucking engagement sessions and all the other stuff because I got weddings on Saturday. So Friday's my only other day to do other stuff. So just letting you guys know. We've talked about this, though.
Okay. Good. Yes, we have. We will get the Green Room shows done regardless of schedules. I believe they're Fridays for now. Download the app. You heard the ad at the top of the show. Anything else, fellas, before we hop in to the news today?
Half a pack of West. When's it coming out? Half a pack of West.
Before the end of July.
Before the end of July. Okay. Deal.
Stay tuned.
I'll complain about Green Room on it. The first thing I do is going to complain about the day of Green Room on there. Fridays versus Wednesdays.
All right.
It'll be good stuff.
Well, we'll see what happens with the days. But for now, let's do a cup of coffee in the big time.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Yeah.
All right. Late on it.
July 19th.
First time using the new system, but I'm going to nail it next time.
It's true. You did. You were a little late, Pat, but you will nail it next time. We're trying out a new video software. Hopefully, the youtube.com/hardfactor news experience is a little bit more HD. All right, cup of coffee in the big
Do we
time.
look prettier?
First up. Do you? No, I see you more
Oh, no, is it
clearly.
like-
So
Yeah, good thing we don't have any herpes flares-ups this week because we got
The
the
winter
HD
is
going
going to be tough. Hey, I'm going to be taking an
fake
awful
lips.
lot on the winter days, Wes.
Yeah,
just so you
We
know.
know.
Exactly.
We know.
this is
Well, how come your one lip's a completely different color than your
What's
other
up with
lip, Pat?
Why do you always grow a beard in the winter, Pat?
it's gonna
You
make
have your
it's gonna
long
make me
mustache cover up
encouraged.
herpes outbreaks on your lip.
Yes.
I can see my chins much more clearly back in my reflection right now. So it's
Yeah, it definitely makes
hopefully
us look fatter. Yeah.
encourage me to hit the old gym there. Okay, I think we've dilly-dallied enough. Cup of coffee in the big time. Monday morning. Okay, July 19th. Holidays are up first. It's Flight Attendant Day. Flight Attendant Safety Day. Flitch Day, which is actually like a big piece of bacon. It's an English word for a large hunk of bacon. Hug Your Kid Day / Get Out of the Doghouse Day. I think that's a combo deal. Hug your kid and get out of the doghouse. Raspberry Cake Day, New Friends Day, and Stick Your Tongue Out Day, which seems like it doesn't need to be a day. So that's the days. July 19th. Any of
Yeah,
those?
that's a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, they're all a little bit whimsical.
Well, Hug Your Kid Day. Did anyone watch Fatherhood, the movie?
I started to, and then I realized it was a Kevin Hart movie, and then I turned it off.
It was good.
Was it?
It was good. I liked it. Yeah, it was good.
Is it for rent or something? Where's it at?
It's for free on one of the I don't know. I have HBO Max, Apple TV, Amazon Prime. One of the fucking things I pay for. I don't know. Truebill can tell me, but it's for free if you have the app. Which if you don't, I'll give you my login, and it's really good. Fatherhood, good movie.
Nice. Hit mark up for that login. Today in history, July 19th, in 1333, England was beating up on Scotland at the Battle of Halidon Hill. So England just been beating up on Scotland for a long time, 1333. In 1849, the women's suffrage movement officially began in the United States at the Seneca Falls Convention. So famously ended.
I've
with the right to
visited
vote.
that
really?
the Seneca Falls convention area where suffrage began. Yep.
Did you
How was
see
that?
how was the museum? Yeah.
Oh, I drove by. I didn't go in. I mean, I support.
okay.
I support, but I'm just not that interested. I'm a man.
You fist pumped on the way by?
Yeah, I was like, hell yeah,
way to get that
ladies,
vote.
get it, get that right to vote.
Way to get that vote.
Not a lot to do in that
Nice.
town.
Might be-
It's the town.
This might be completely ignorant, but isn't suffrage like one of those ironic words? Like,
Kind of.
it sounds like a bad thing.
Yeah.
Well, so the Man Show, back in the day, the Man Show did a anti-women's suffrage thing, and they got women to sign up for anti-women's
Stop
suffrage. telling them it
women's
was about
suffrage.
Right.
Stop
And
women's suffrage.
they didn't
Exactly.
get
Because
it.
the name
It
of
was the right
suffrage
to
is, yeah. Right.
Yeah, right. It is
Just one
a little
last
bit
jab
ironic.
at
In
him,
1870. Right. Like, oh, you don't even understand it. You got the
Yeah.
right to vote, but you don't even understand it. In 1870, Napoleon III of France declared war on Germany to start the Franco-German War. So, fun day in history for Napoleon III. And in 1903, Maurice Guerin won the first Tour de France. So, holidays and this day in history, pretty weak. July 19th. So,
Flitch. I'm gonna have to try Flitch.
Yeah, Flitch sounds delicious. Speaking of Flitches, they almost had a giant incident again at the Tour de France on an app day. A big sausage truck got stuck in the middle of the course, and they moved it just in the nick of time.
really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. Everyone's going to be smashing into a sausage truck. Yeah,
Yeah, it would be a really good smelling accident.
Uncooked sausage.
If you
roll?
gotten that pile up, yeah.
They don't ship. They're not shipping cooked. I mean, I guess no, they're not. They're not shipping cooked sausage. Will it's uncooked sausage?
you don't know.
There's a lot of cooked
Probably.
sausage products out there.
I thought you said
Not
a cart.
in
No,
Europe,
it was a truck.
It was like a truck. It was like a truck.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you
So
meant
probably
like a cart, like an
probably a fridge
artisanal
in the back.
sausage cart, where like
I don't think so. I think
everybody
it was
involved in the pile up. Then instead of racing again, they just go and get a delicious sausage and like hang out.
No, the rest of the
Around the
pack
mile.
would have
Yeah.
smelled like the French competitors. Really, what even the playing field smell wise, if you know what I mean.
Little bo, little bo knock on the French there.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They
well,
just go in their pants.
in Europe, it's common for folks
Disgusting,
not to
huh?
shave the armpits. You know. broaden your horizons. Okay, honorable mentions in the news today. R.I.P. to Biz Marquee. He passed away at the beginning of the weekend, only 57. Also, R.I.P. to the Texas Dems, who flew maskless to D.C. for their demonstration, but at least 3 of them got COVID on the trip.
No way, really?
So
amazing.
Yeah, for real. Hilarious.
Yeah.
They're Dems, but they're still from
almost-
Texas.
They almost made my Texas story. I'm glad you covered them because I've got a Texas 2-step coming up, and they were about to be in the 3-step. Yeah,
They're the 3rd step of the Texas 3-step today. Number 5 in the cup of coffee in the big time this morning, Colin Morikowa. He won the British Open on Sunday and smashed Wes's dreams of a big payday, unfortunately. The Los Angeles native is only 24 years old, and he's the only person to win the PGA Championships and British Opens on their first try. So Colin Morikowa, 2 L's. That's a name that you're going to want to remember in golf.
Yeah, but real
weird
That's
with
ridiculous.
2 L's. For Colin.
First tries on those.
Yeah, he's a real boring champion. He's not exciting at all. He's just
good.
really good. He's really consistent. His iron play is insane. His putting on the final day was crazy. He's a great golfer, but he's
Hey, Wes,
But he's
Oh,
going
he
to be
doesn't
like,
hit the ball
not
400 yards.
exciting. That's for sure.
Okay.
not exciting, but Wes, he's going to obviously be very good for a very long time.
Yes,
right?
he's on pace to break some records.
he's handsome too. He's real handsome. You got to admit that.
he's good looking.
Yeah,
guy.
he's going to have an exciting amount
Oh,
of
man,
wins.
in the bedroom. Wes, what? So I wanted to go turn on the golf tournament, yesterday, and
Yes.
it had ended by the time I got in there. It was like 2
Well, 'cause
o'clock in the
it's
afternoon.
England,
Right.
British Open.
But then there was like a whole another tournament, like the Barbasol
Barbasol,
500 or something. Wait, is that a replay or that was a live
No,
tournament?
that was a live tournament. That was
shave.
just the local that people didn't make it into the British Open, the Open.
Barbasol.
There's no other weekend.
Listen, those tournaments are great for guys that are struggling because all the best players are gone, and that's when people have a lot of they
can
get a
get a
lot of
win.
breakout wins at those tournaments.
Who's
Yeah.
who's this Irish guy? Rory? What's this? The Rory's Irish
McIlroy.
McIlroy.
McIlroy?
Did anyone catch him talking about? They did like a little thing, like preview of golf in the Olympics, where they're like, let's talk. During every press conference, they asked every
Played
athlete
golf in the Olympics.
who was going to
yeah.
the Olympics, how do you
Yeah.
feel? And that Rory guy was like, I don't know, not much to look forward to. I don't really. I guess I'll play a bunch of golf. And then like
Isn't
the
he
next
Northern Ireland. Or
the next guy
whatever?
was also
Yeah.
Irish. And he's
Yeah,
like,
he has.
I'm looking to bring one home for Ireland.
Yeah, but he's not even like regular Ireland. He's like tiny Northern Ireland.
He's just
like
a fucking.
I think he's
sad
like his own
son of a
team,
bitch.
probably.
Rory is getting like notoriety for like speaking his mind and like saying whatever's on his mind, but a lot of times it's not great.
Everyone's just sitting there being like,
Yeah, he's got a bag of rocks in his head. Roy McIlroy is probably a little bit upset that he was supposed to be the next Tiger Woods and never amounted
He
to
literally
anything.
said
Morikawa,
was-
now Morikawa's coming in.
not much to look forward to. And then his teammate
Yeah,
was literally like,
because his game's not on
can't
right
wait
now.
to bring one home for Ireland. That's the right fucking attitude, you fucking idiot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Rory
Rory
doesn't
fell
brat.
off.
I think Justin Rose is the only Olympic winner, right? They've only
Yes,
done,
I
like,
believe
one Olympics.
Justin Rose is
Yeah.
the one. Morikawa's probably going to take it this year, though. He's going to the Olympics, so I'd bet on him.
I mean, I'd put all my money on Morikawa at this point.
I think it's half his home country too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
You can't be a half.
USA.
No, because he's
wait,
Morikawa.
wait, what kind of joke was that?
I think he's half. I
from
think
LA.
he might be half Japanese. Don't quote me on it, but
Oh
it was
yeah,
just-
his last name.
yeah.
Good point.
And his face.
Number 4. His face, not the spelling.
No, and his face. No, just his last name.
And as we
All right.
discussed on a recent show, he's above 5'4". He's a tall gentleman, right? He's like 5. He was on
Wes,
yeah,
you
I think
gotta-
he's like 5'8". Yeah.
Yeah. So for half pack with Wes this time, can you break down the way different Asians look? Because you have extensive knowledge.
Sure, I
Over
can.
the
I
last
can
two
definitely.
shows.
I can talk about their personality traits. I can talk about their eyes. I can talk about it all. No problem.
Okay.
Very
Appreciate
easily.
It'd be good for the people to have a guide for that.
Only if we
All
get
right,
an
number
Asian
4.
to talk about how different whites
Seems like a
look.
safe
Yeah.
topic. Yeah, seems like a safe topic.
I would love to hear that. I'd love to hear an Asian's breakdown of the different.
He's
white
5'7", so yeah, it's right on par. There we go.
people. Good. Learn more in the next half pack with us. Wes, number 4, Game 6 of the NBA Finals is tonight, with the Bucks having a chance to close things out. against the Suns. Last time I opened my fat mouth about this, the Suns were up 2-0.
It's tonight already?
Oh, well, yeah, Monday night. So,
fuck.
Believe so. I know nothing about basketball, obviously, because I thought the Suns had it. Giannis now has 2 games to close it out. Can he do it, guys?
I was so confident, like a little over a week ago with my future Suns bet from March, where it was like 25-1 for the Suns to win the NBA championship, and they were up 2-0 on the Bucks in the finals, and I was pretty fucking cocky.
They're still going to get it. They're back in Phoenix, right? It's all good.
No, they're going to Milwaukee for Game 6 to win their first championship ever in a town that is just like drunkenly hungry for this championship. It's going to be a tough environment.
Bakhtiari chugs.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Giannis, though, also, like, I love it because he looks so unconfident at the free throw line. But then, somehow, he may overcome.
He hyperextended his knee last series. I don't understand how he's even walking. But he's averaging 38 a game or whatever.
No, he's doing really good. And lots of boards, too. He had like 15 boards in the last game. So
they're all his boards.
Yeah.
Give me that board.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. NBA Finals. Enjoy the show. Number 3, keeping it related to the NBA, the new LeBron James Space Jam 2 is out, and apparently it's one of the worst movies ever made. With the opening weekend crowd giving it about 30% across the board. It's 31% on Rotten Tomatoes, 36% on Metacritic, and like 2 out of 5 on Common Sense Media, whatever the fuck that is. 3.2 stars on Google, giving it an average of like 30. I mean, that's terrible. That's the opening weekend, people. People like that. Did any of us go watch Chancellor LeBron and flat-chested Lola Bunny? Pat, you did?
Yeah. I saw it.
How was it?
I saw it. What of it?
How was it?
If you looked at my Twitter, I tweeted,
little...
Space Jam is what's wrong with this world.
Yeah, elaborate.
Okay, so here's the deal. LeBron can't act for shit. He's fucking terrible at acting. So when I saw the opening credits, I knew it was going to be bad. And the first indication of that was this guy Terrence. What was his name? Terrence. He's one of the writers. Terrence Nance. Terrence Nance literally got credited twice on the story by card. So essentially, it was like story by
Terrence Nance,
Jewel Taylor, Tony Rittenmauer, Keegan Coogler, Terrence Nance, and Terrence Nance. No bullshit. There were like 19. No.
Were there two Terrence?
It's the same Terrence Nance. It's because he got credited once as a writing team, and then it was so bad they went back to Terrence without his partner. It was like, Terrence, please fix it. My point is, there was like 19 executive producers on it, like 43 writers, and it had to do with like, it was an algorithm. It was like trying to be hip. It was like the evil algorithm picked some stupid bullshit. It just fucking sucks, bro. It just sucks.
Dumbest
Who
movie
were
of
they
all
playing? Spoiler alert: the Monstars were like an incredible bad guy. The aliens that took the juice in the 1996 Space Jam with Jordan.
You just gave a spoiler alert for the new one or the old?
No. I'm asking. Spoiler alert, who's the new bad guy?
The new bad guy is Don Cheadle. So LeBron's kid, right? So it's like, okay, LeBron is like, you're going to play basketball. And his kid's like, I don't like basketball. I like video games. And he's like, no, it's basketball. And then the kid is building a video game, a basketball video game, right? That then somehow that LeBron ends up in that basketball video game to battle his son on the other team. I forget what story that's very similar to. Where like the evil guy brings the son in, and then the dad and the son have to battle with.
Oh, it's like every movie ever.
Tron Legacy
could be. Anyway, LeBron's kid like created these like stupid
all the Spider-Man
Little Giants
plot lines.
Yeah, it's like little.
So they're
Giants.
they're playing video game characters.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's stupid.
Yeah. All right. Space Jam 2.
Sucks.
Apparently it's horrible. Shout out to PMT. They'll also have a review today on their pod. I'm sure they all enjoyed it as little as Pat did. Number 2, if you hadn't heard, Washington, D.C. has got a bit of a crime problem. So much so that a nice, relaxing baseball game between the Washington Nationals and the San Diego Padres was broken up on Saturday night in the bottom of the 6th inning when a shooting broke out just outside the stadium along the third base line on South Capitol Street. Wes, you know where that's at? You were the only D.C. city of D.C. liver out of the four.
No, not really. I mean, I lived up close to like there, but I never really went around the stadium, so no, I have no idea where that is. But.
Okay, well, apparently the shooting rang out just outside the stadium. Players and fans all scrambled, trying to get inside the walls of the stadium because they thought, it could have been a shooting from inside the stadium. Turned out it was just a random, carjacking or gang-related type incident. The police say that one female Nationals fan was shot, and 2 people, quote-unquote, known to officers, were also shot during the incident where 2 cars exchanged gunfire at each other just outside the stadium. So looks like the Nationals fan is going to be okay, though, and the game eventually ended on Sunday with the Natties winning 8-7. So glad everybody's okay, but, not great.
That's scary.
Saturday night
I
ball
mean,
game.
I guess it's better that it wasn't inside the stadium, although it doesn't speak very well to DC's state of affairs right now.
Right, just crime in
carjacks
DC
and stuff. But it's so scary to a shooting inside the stadium. If it had been that's
wasn't
scary.
that. Luckily, it was just the reason that the Bullets had to change their name to the Wizards. The bad crime in the street.
Because there was too much crime in DC back then.
So was that video that Jared Carabas posted of the clip where you could hear the gunshots during the telecast? Was that the same? Was that what that was? Because there was another shooting that took place in DC over the weekend.
Yeah. So people were probably filming while the shots happened, but they were outside the stadium.
Oh, because it sounded like it sounded like semi-automatic. Someone pulling a trigger. Like it sounded bad.
Right. It was 2 cars that shot at each other.
It was a combination of an ill-timed DJ effect with the shooting, so it doubled down.
Right.
It was like.
So it turns out that changing the Bullets to the Wizards didn't work because that was supposed to solve gun violence in DC.
Worked for a short period of time.
Didn't work. Nope. Because games are still getting busted up. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, Washington Wizards.
Well, can we go back to the Bullets then? Because that's a fucking
way better name. Yeah, they should go back to the Bullets. But glad everybody's okay. Glad it was not a shooting on the fans in the stadium. That would have been horrible. Number 1, the cup of coffee in the big time today. It's flooding all over the Western Hemisphere. Everywhere, but especially in Western Europe in particular. There was historic floods last week in Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands. I'm going to pull up this picture of a car, or a stack of cars, actually, fellas, in Belgium. You can see it right here. That happened when the flash floods came through Belgium. And basically what happened was it was just massive amounts of rain right over the confluence of these 3 countries, Western Germany, Belgium, and then Southern Netherlands. And because it rained so much so fast, there was just massive widespread flash floods all over the entire place. And in Belgium, you can see here
I believe
7 cars stacked on each other.
The issue is it was kind of like what happened in Houston a few years ago, where it was a storm that just didn't move, right? Like the rain clouds just were stagnant, so they weren't moving fast enough. So there's too much rain in these areas over too long a period of time because the fucking clouds weren't moving fast enough. Right
at the peak of the downpour, Mark, the rain was falling at nearly an inch an hour in the highest places, which is
And the problem was there's a lot of hours.
Yeah. And then it caused just horrific, widespread flash floods. There's 189 people dead from the floods so far, and with hundreds still missing, that's expected to go up from 189. Also, the economic devastation still being calculated as well. Obviously, everything being completely flooded in that area. And then also, closer to home here in the U.S., on the East Coast of the U.S. as we record, the entire region from D.C. to Connecticut is under a thunderstorm watch. It's hurricane season down south. The fires are starting up out near me. There's ash in the air on Sunday while we record. And of course, Texas, blackouts with the heat. A lot of bad weather out there. Stay safe, everybody.
But you could ignore all of it and hashtag FatBoySummer.
Mm-hmm. You can do that. And that wraps it up for this sports and weather edition of a cup of coffee in the big time that was brought to you today by Lightstream Credit Card Debt Consolidation. It's such an important service, especially now with inflation going up everywhere. Lock in your rates on everything right now, then pay it off. Make your personal finances work for you. Lower your interest rate and save with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. Rates start at just 5.93% APR with autopay and excellent credit. Lightstream believes that people with good credit deserve a better loan experience, and that's exactly what they deliver. You can get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000, and there are absolutely no fees, and you can even get your money as soon as the day you apply. Just for our listeners, apply now to get a special interest rate discount and save even more. The only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com/factor. That's lightstream.com/factor. The disclaimer here, subject to credit approval. Rates range from 5.93% APR to 19.99% APR and include a 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/factor for more information. And that's it.
All right. Well, good morning. Monday morning to everyone out there. Hope everyone has having a good start to the work week and had a great weekend. I've got a story for you that will make you feel.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I've got a story for you that will just make you feel just a little bit luckier. You are going to whatever job it is you're traveling to, no matter how shitty you think that might be, unless you are a guard heading into Rikers Island prison this morning. Then I apologize. No job in the world seems to be as bad as that one. And before I get into the story, I wanted to ask you guys, I asked you guys to prepare a story about your worst day that you can remember on any job that you've ever had. Do you guys
Wes,
have
do
any?
you know that we have listeners that are guards at Rikers Island prison? Do you know that?
I do know that. Yep, I do know that.
Oh, my
That's why I
God.
apologized.
Sorry, boys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, this story is going to help them out, Pat. So just listen.
We should probably get one of them on
We
the
should.
show.
We should.
There's a lot
My
going
day's
on.
also.
This story.
I'm guessing my day is not going to sound too bad. I think the worst day on the job I ever had was I sat around an airport for like 12 hours because like there was a blizzard where I was supposed to go to some training in Denver, and then I was like at the 12-hour mark, I was like, fuck this, I'm not waiting like for the blizzard to like I'm not going to be able to get to Denver. I'm just calling it quits, right? And then like the next week after the training was over, like a bunch of us that didn't like stick it out at the airport like for like 20 hours in a row got called quitters by the trainer. Like and like we got a bunch of shit from management because we didn't stick it out. Well, fuck that, man. How long am I going to wait for this stupid fucking training? It's like I don't know. Maybe I was. I ended up leaving the job anyways, so
Yeah.
Maybe they were
There
right.
you go. Wes, I mean, there's several, right? But one was with a couple were with you. One is Wes and I needed a job when we were like early on in Austin. We just quit the Wyndham, and he and I went and sold water door to door for a day, or we sold the water reservoirs,
Saving the water reservoirs.
50-year drought. So we went to old people's homes that were on a fixed income and tried to get them to sign up for this clear pyramid scheme of like they weren't doing anything to save the water. It was probably funneled to like a campaign finance thing at best. At worst, it was just going to the head of this pyramid scheme. And I got offered a management job right away at this pyramid scheme, and Wes and I both quit day one.
Yep, that was bad.
That was terrible.
I've had some bad ones. I mean, the only one that comes to mind though is like when I was towing that trailer and I ran out of gas and it started taking me down the side of a mountain. That was bad.
Oh, that's a terrible day. If that happens on the job, yeah, you're done.
That happened to Will and I.
That was
Where were you?
That was like for fun. On the
This
job.
was I was coming back from Utopia Fest, towing a trailer. They'd used my truck, used all the gas out of my truck.
So we all know that
Yeah.
feeling. That's a terrible
Yeah,
feeling.
So, but yeah, Wes, what's the story about?
Yeah, so those are pretty bad, but nothing beats the day that jail captain Novella LaCroix had this past Wednesday night at Rikers Island. You see, what happened to Captain LaCroix is that he was making his rounds and caught the eye of inmate Arthur Brown, or Brown Man, as inmates call him, not because of the color of his skin, but because he's always cranking out browns inside his cell, which was bad news for Captain LaCroix at around 9:45 p.m. on Wednesday night. Here's the aftermath of what happened to let me see if I can pull this up. There it is. You guys see that? No.
Here it
Wait.
is.
Yes.
Oh
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's what
Look
happened
at
to
that
him.
outfit.
What?
How much poop was he
Yeah, what you're
storing?
seeing is a very large man wearing a white shirt, a captain's uniform, just covered in shit from
Oh,
from
my
head
God.
to toe.
I bet he
So-
wishes it was blood instead. You know, that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
I think I would have shot the guy in the head.
I assume, just with that picture, you have to assume Brown Man had been planning this for days, if not weeks. From inside his cell, Brown Man carried out the attack, hurling shit at his least favorite guard, hitting him in the mouth and face and pretty much everywhere else. Though it's clear he was mainly aiming for the face and torso. Apparently, the inmates have caught wind to the fact that the Department of Corrections are losing staff at an alarming rate and are doing their best to keep the record number of resignations coming with stunts like this one carried out by Brown Man. Benny Boschio, who heads the Correction Officers Benevolent Association, or COBA, says, "We're having the roughest time in my 22-year career ever. Officers are working triple shifts, which includes, in some cases, 30 hours straight. It's really unsafe situation for us. My corrections officers are suffering. The deplorable conditions have forced corrections officers to leave the job. Over 1,000 resignations since January 2019.
1,001 now. This guy's gone.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got it.
So there's broke.
Could you imagine being on the end of a triple and the Brown Man attacks?
Not good. You're resigning.
Yeah. Instantly.
So he said that they're dealing with broken cell doors. They're housing inmates by gang affiliation. He says it's a shame in there, and they're about 2,000 officers short.
Brown Man had a broken cell door.
Yeah.
Oh no, Brown Man's loose.
Yeah, it's not good. So
Brown Man loose in a
They got to
prison.
seal his asshole shut. Yeah.
Yeah. He's been Brown Man's been in Rikers since May 2019 for bail jumping and felony assault, and was either trying to
wait. He's been in there for like 2 years, and he's throwing shit on people.
Listen, the conditions are clearly terrible in there, Pat. So he's trying to bring. Here's my question: he was either A, trying to build up his nickname a bit more, Brown Man. B, really hated LaCroix and thought it was funny. C, wanted to bring attention to the conditions at Rikers. D, really hated LaCroix and thought it was funny. Or E, all of the above. Yeah.
I think it's E.
Yeah.
Brown Man also, I think what Brown Man's doing is he's fighting a war of attrition. He's like, if I throw my shit at enough guards in this prison, then they'll all quit.
They'll leave
and
him
eventually
alone.
it'll just be like corrupt motherfuckers they have to hire that come in and start dapping Brown Man up to get out of the shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
no
knows they're
one's gonna-
resigning.
No one's going to toss Brown Man's cell because they know what's hiding everywhere.
Yeah. So, sorry for our listeners that do work at Rikers. Hopefully the word gets out and you guys get some help, because apparently you're like 2,000 officers short in the Department of Corrections.
You gotta shut Brown Man down. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're allowed to do or what you're not allowed to do, but Brown Man's got to be taken down. He's got to be shut down. He can't.
I'm sure he got his ass
cannot be
kicked.
allowed to continue. Yeah.
Oh, he deserves to get his ass kicked.
You got to take care of Brown Man.
Look, they should throw their feces back at him, off camera.
I bet. Yeah.
Right?
So
That's
they
actually a
sent
great
it,
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you like it, Brown Man? Like,
He doesn't care.
Well,
anyway.
when he's doing it, he's saying, "You can't do this back. You can't do this back. You
right.
can't do this
So,
back."
so turn off the cameras like in the Epstein incident, and then do it
And
back.
it is a good deterrent.
Yeah.
If you know that Brown Man's going to cover you in shit, you don't mess with him.
They're
Write
bringing
a
in
letter to
everyone's
the
shit.
Clintons. Ask
This is my
them
kid's
for
shit.
their permission to turn off the feed.
My wife's shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's my dog shit. Just collecting all the shit.
Yeah.
Everyone's shit.
You could collect shit from the outside world. That's a good point.
Brown Man
Pat.
never flushes, though.
Horse shit. No, Brown Man's entire cell. He's got little pockets of shit all over his.
Brown
corners
Man
of
don't
his cell,
flush.
yeah. No, Brown Man does not flush.
Brown
All right.
Man's a dick, man.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah, that guy's an asshole. That guy's a piece of shit. I'm going to do a Texas two-step, as I hinted at earlier, that being 2 stories from Lone Star State that is literally bigger than the size of France. A little fun fact there. It's 1.2 times bigger, or 23% larger in landmass than France. First up, the weather has been pretty good in Texas so far this summer. We have gotten a good amount of rain, which is nice, and no back-breaking heat spells yet, knock on wood. That being said, it is sunny and low 90s these days, and that's the perfect weather to go to the water park, which is what over 4,000 people did when they went to Six Flags Houston, outside of Houston, the Splashdown on Saturday. It is the weekend. It's hot. It's sunny. What should we do? Fuck it. Let's go to Six Flags Water Park, where there is no way there will be an airborne chemical leak that will cause 30 of us to get hospitalized and another 30 to get sick and refuse to go to the hospital, right?
Correct.
Wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Wrong. No, that's what happened. Yeah, that's what you'd be thinking, but that's what happened. There was like an airborne chemical leak at one of the 16 rides at the Six Flags in Houston or near Houston, where officials said they detected between 10 to 13% hydrochloric acid, which is like bleach, and 35% sulfuric acid solution mix, which apparently is far too high to get in contact with humans, but that's what happened. So it got on the human skin, and people were dropping like flies out there on Saturday.
Yeah, normally all you worry about is like Band-Aids or a diaper, but so
Yeah.
was this chemical leak from the water park itself, like related to keeping the water park clean, or was it from an outside source?
It definitely, it most likely was like chemicals on hand that they used to
makes
clean,
sense.
but they don't know like if it was a human error or if it was like a machine error. They still don't know yet. So
Like
we'll get to that a little bit later.
Up the chemical amount.
Yeah, or they didn't hit the
Or
button,
they
didn't
hire a bunch
schedule
of
it
fucking
correctly.
teenagers
Yeah.
to.
Correct, Pat. That's my assumption, but we'll get to a little bit more about that in a second. No one died. It was mainly skin irritation and respiratory issues, but one 3-year-old was rushed to the children's hospital with a severe condition and is now stable. The park, which was just reopened on July 3rd after more than a year off due to COVID, has been ordered closed because they still don't know what exactly happened. Here's an incredible quote from current Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo, who says, "We don't know exactly what happened prior that made people sick, but something obviously went wrong." So that's great from the judge
Really
there. So
reassuring.
steer clear of Six Flag Splashdown, near Houston until the local judge can come up with a better explanation than that, because that's not cutting it.
She's just.
So,
it was
yeah.
literally people are mysteriously sick. Period.
Something happened.
Yeah.
All right, next question. This wasn't the only incident of a way too much chlorine or chlorine gas mixture burning people's skin off at a water park this weekend in Sacramento, California at the Raging Waters private water park. A high
That's what
concentration
I'm
of
talking
chlorine
about.
was
That's
released
where I'm hanging. None of this public
was
bullshit with
released
teenagers.
in the wave pool,
Yeah, baby,
baby. The
private
wave
park.
pool. You know the wave pool's sick. The wave pool had way too much chlorine, and 20 people got hospitalized because they got too much
But
chlorine.
less, right? That's less people. 10 less.
It is, but it's also a much smaller park.
Worth the price
It's
of
and they
admission.
probably had, you pretty much had to go in the wave pool. Seems like the crews at these water parks are a little rusty at the chemical balancing and portioning, Pat, is my guess. They're not dealing with the A squad.
I mean,
These
it's
water parks are
COVID.
just getting reopened after a while.
Right.
They're a little rusty.
People coming
Yeah,
back from
it's the
COVID are going to
teenagers.
make mistakes. Yeah.
This could be a false flag
Yeah.
too. People just trying to keep people away from gathering in the masses by spreading this fake, misinformation about water parks. Maybe
You think it's
Yeah,
false
so you
flags
think, like,
to
maybe-
hurt the water parks?
maybe they did this on purpose? Yeah.
Yeah, you think maybe like the liberals came in and paid? They said, "What
I
do you
do.
make a day here at the water park?" And they say, "Okay, cool." And then what about general damages?
George Soros.
It's
Right,
Soros,
yeah,
baby.
okay. All right, I'm gonna pay you that. Here's a
you go.
couple million to maybe have a little
Wes is
leak.
gearing up for half a pack.
Release the
Wes is in
chemicals.
half a pack
Maybe you
mode.
dump a little sulfuric acid in there. Yeah.
Maybe
It's not
so.
going to kill him. It's going to irritate the skin. Taking it to the internet, actress Jewel Shepard thinks she has a easy solution to this, guys. She says this. Maybe if customers were trained to not piss in the pool, water parks wouldn't need chemicals to keep them clean. Yeah,
Sounds like a personal issue, Jewel.
Jewel Shepard's like a bit actress from the 70s and 80s. So there you go. Problem solved. No bugs like mosquitoes or bees or food or drinks or diarrhea particles or other germs will get in any of these public pools from the thousands of people that are going in. It's just piss. That's why they need chloron. She's a fucking moron. This was a 2-step, so I do have another story for you. This one is a bit shorter, but it also happened over the weekend in Texas, and that is the first case of monkeypox in the U.S. since 2003 was confirmed in Texas. Monkeypox is a rare virus similar to smallpox and is prevalent in Africa. The Dallas resident that has monkeypox had recently traveled to and from Nigeria, so most likely got it in Nigeria, where
Okay.
there's many cases of it.
But it's like chicken pox from
it's
the
a
monkeys.
Look, we're about to see a picture of it. Monkeypox is a rare and potentially deadly viral infection that begins with flu-like symptoms and progresses to a rash on the face and body that lasts 2 to 4 weeks and kills about 1 in 100 infected. And here's an image of what monkeypox does to you. Boom. So it's pretty easy to tell if someone has full-blown monkeypox because They look like the stone people in Game of Thrones. I think I'd rather die than have my entire body covered in giant bumps.
Like
Maybe
warts.
the 1 in 100 is just people ending it because they can't stand the bumps.
They look
might
like
be that.
huge, like white ticks that have like overfed.
This is like a mild. I didn't even pull up the most fucked up pictures. That's just like that looked like a conservative one for me of monkeypox. So you're gonna get at least that. Yeah, Dallas authorities say, don't worry. People were totally wearing masks on that flight home from Nigeria. And yes, it's very transmissible via spit droplets, kind of like the coronavirus, but not to worry at all because really no one can possibly mentally worry about a virus that turns you into 1,000 bubbles right now. So don't worry about it.
I mean, I'm done worrying about viruses in general. Coronavirus, unfortunately, has used up all of my virus worry for my whole life, I think. I think it's just completely drained it out. I'm done. I'm done now.
This one's at least easy to spot. It's like you can check people's arms in Dallas for bumps. If they're wearing sleeves in July outside, they're probably covering up monkeypox. Yeah. Is my guess. You can see it from a mile away.
That's psoriasis or monkeypox.
You know when it's monkeypox. Yeah, it's got the raised warts all over.
That guy's got. Holy shit! That guy's got monkeypox. Yeah. You can say that when you see it because you know now. Look, I used to need coffee to get me through the day. Not so much anymore. I love True Niagen. I've been using True Niagen for a few months now, and my Starbucks bill has gone way down, and I'm feeling good. True Niagen fuels the body's energy engines, maintains cellular metabolism, and even supports heart health. I have more energy since I started taking it, and with 11 published human clinical studies and backed by Nobel Prize winners, True Niagen is a supplement that's clinically proven to boost NAD levels, an essential coenzyme required for cellular energy and repair. Since taking True Niagen, I also have more resiliency. It helps my muscles recover after the walks I take. I just have more zest for life.
It says runs
here
in the ad, Mark.
Yeah, I changed it to be more for me. Yeah, it said workouts. Really,
I'm there too.
Walks. I changed workouts to walks. Add more vitality to your life today with True Niagen. Right now, new customers can save 10% on their first purchase by going to trueniagen.com/factor and use code FACTOR. That's TRUNIAGEN.com/factor, code FACTOR to save 10% on your first purchase. TrueNiagen.com/factor, code FACTOR. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hell yeah. All right, TikTok International Moment coming right up. But first, there's a specialist for just about everything, right? When your car breaks down, I can go to a mechanic. When there's a problem with my shower, I call a plumber. So when you want to get your uneven or crooked teeth fixed, you see an orthodontist. They're specialists. That's what they do. And that's what sets Candid, the invisible, comfortable, and removable aligners above the rest. Yeah, guys. Well, poorly reviewed or insanely priced clear aligner companies use, quote, general dentists. Candid only works with orthodontists. You see, with Candid, the same orthodontist who created the plan is with you from the start to the finish. So you never have to wonder how you're doing. You're not out there alone. You got a doctor with you, a special doctor, orthodontist. Your treatment is prescribed and closely monitored remotely by a licensed orthodontist who's an expert in tooth movement. That's literally what orthodontist means in Greek, probably. You can book an appointment at a Candid studio near you or do everything from the comfort and convenience of your own home. The average Candid treatment, just 6 months. You'll start seeing results way before then, and it costs thousands less than traditional braces. We are in a new world, right, of getting your teeth straightened, and Candid is the way to do that. And with your aligner treatment, you get Candid's free teeth whitening service. Wow. So, I mean, like, you're going to get straight teeth and white teeth? Come on. That's Candid can help you get straighter, brighter smile, the one that you've always wanted. Right now, you can save $75 on your Candid starter kit when you get started from home, or you can book an appointment at a Candid studio near you today. Go to candidco.com/hardfactor and use code hardfactor, one word. That's candidco.com/hardfactor. Use code hardfactor. Take advantage of this limited time offer.
Nothing better than getting your teeth fixed. You know, when you go from a gap, I was a gap tooth kid personally. To when you go to the gap, you close the gap, it feels great. You're gonna like that. Get on that Candid. Also, quick update, Pat, before you hop into the TikTok International Moment. Game 6 of the NBA Finals. I really know nothing about basketball. It's Tuesday night. It's not Monday night.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I
But
was like,
nonetheless, it's still trended over the weekend with the Bucks.
it's
coming
going to
back.
be a Bucks win. It's going to be a Bucks win.
Let's do the TikTok International moment, guys.
All right, let's do it.
All right, stories from all around the world. First, let's take it to Japan, where the Olympics are. We've all heard the stories about how horned up Olympians are at the Olympic villages, right? From condoms getting handed out like steroids to literally the only orgies that happen with attractive people enough that you'd want to watch. That's the Olympic Village. But with COVID looming this year, guys, the IOC seems to be dead set on making sure that there is no wrestling at the Olympics on or off the court. Because according to some reports, the sleeping quarters in the athletes' villages will have cardboard beds, which are allegedly designed to collapse under the weight of two athletes banging it out. And this uncomfortable sleeping situation
That's
may
amazing.
be, in fact, to discourage sex between athletes, but it most certainly will make for subpar competition in shot put and women's weightlifting, which is a shame. It's hard to be at your best when you're lacking.
How's Laurel Hubbard going to handle these cardboard beds? One
I
Laurel
agree.
must.
She's
Yeah.
not going to do well.
Yeah.
You see that? See that? I mean, come on, guys. It's literally.
I think- I feel
Yeah,
like
they're
I
back
could
to
crush
these
a
cardboard beds. Yeah.
Yeah,
At
we've
first,
talked about this
they
before,
must
for
have
sure.
modified. They must have modified the cardboard beds because at first they said it could withhold over 500 pounds, and they were encouraging fucking. And then COVID hit. This was like pre-COVID, and now they're saying they're admitting that the cardboard beds are trash. I think is what's happening.
I saw a
'Cause,
funny tweet
yeah.
where, some girl was like, "I wonder if all these incredible athletes are going to learn how to have sex standing up." You know, like
Right.
a bed is not.
Yeah,
gonna
you
we
just-
can't have sex in the bed.
Yeah.
We can't have
No.
sex anywhere.
Yeah.
If you're an Olympian, you'd really just need like one or two like leverage points total, probably. to get
Yeah.
to completion.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
it's gonna be wheelbarrow city.
You ever seen a Japanese shower,
bunch of
guys? No
wheelbarrows.
sex happening there. Yeah. The
Yeah.
more
By
than
the way,
18
Pat, I don't. There is wrestling at the Olympics, right? You know that.
It's kind of
So there's no wrestling on or off the court.
Well,
No,
they
it's
were all,
clear.
Okay,
There's-
but for the sake of the joke, Mark, I think it makes sense because they
Yeah, but
they
Right.
pulled it right and then
But
they
I
brought
s-
it back.
yeah. So there's two disciplines: Greco-Roman and freestyle. This Olympics.
Yeah. So someone else read a
It's
joke
just-
about. It's
They're
hard.
there is
disrespecting
wrestling.
wrestling on and off the
So you
court.
know.
I stand by the joke.
Okay.
Guys, there's more than 18,000 beds in the villages, and they're made up of 100% recyclable cardboard, and were designed by the Japanese company Airweave. And Airweave, ironically, happens to be the translation of the Japanese word for queef, of which there will be none at this year's Olympics.
Oh, there'll still be some queefs, I bet, right?
Yeah,
Much like
they'll just be the unforced kind.
No, they still have Pat. They
no
still
such
have
thing
queefs.
as an unforced queef.
And
myth, man.
self-queef.
Involuntary queef, right? No
you
sex
can't
queef.
front fart.
I have really good news related to queefs. Did you guys see that MacGruber, the TV show, is coming out later this year on the Peacock channel?
Oh, really?
And Mickey Rourke's playing the bad guy, and he's like commandeer something Van Queef. His last name's Queef because it was Van Kunth. The first one.
Yes. Guys, much like the controversy of the event taking place in the first place, there seems to be a lack of consistent messaging when it comes to the area of sex between the athletes at this year's Olympics. At least 2 athletes have already tested positive for the coronavirus at the Tokyo Olympic Village, and despite the chastity beds, the IOC is still giving out 160,000 condoms, which is about 1/3 of the amount that they gave out in Rio. So I think it's safe to say we can expect to see a couple athletes to not be able to perform due to a collapsing bed-related injury, at least a couple. If there's any
That'd be
ACLs
awesome.
torn that didn't happen during training, you know how they happened. Okay.
I hope there's a.
Let's take it over to
horrific-
England, guys. Cocaine is back in a big way. And after absolute chaos in the form of thousands of fans rushing Wembley Stadium during the Euro 2020 Cup and clashing violently with police like a bunch of back the blue patriots at the U.S. Capitol, police now want the power to ban football fans who take cocaine at matches.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense.
Sure.
They don't want
What's
the
the
fans to take
process?
coking at
Yeah.
the stadium. Yeah.
They just don't want.
So they just check you for cocaine now.
I don't know.
Do they
They're
just put like
trying to
posters
crack
up?
down.
Don't do it.
Don't do blow. No blow here. Well,
Yeah.
guys, the reason is it's over concerns that the drug could be driving disorder and violence. The request by the police led to the president of the English Premier League to say, quote, I refuse to allow a scenario to occur where the stands are completely empty. Get it? Because they all do blow.
I get it.
Part
I
of
get
the
it. I get
proactivity
it.
from the police guys comes from the multiple videos of English soccer fans openly blasting lines of cocaine during the Euro 2020 Cup, and disorder being reported across the country in town centers and fan zones, ending with the Euro taking the crown for the worst football tournament on record for crime. So at least England was number one at something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got 'em.
Because they lost to Italy.
I mean, they were
okay.
unleashed, right? They were all unleashed like a bunch of fucking lions after COVID. What'd they expect?
Well, give me a break. Like,
I do think-
no. People have been doing coke at sporting events since the
Yeah.
beginning of sporting events. It's just because like people, because like everybody's going a little crazy after COVID's out, and like people were like clutching their pearls at fucking everything
Well,
that happened.
also-
that they just forgot. used to
also
happen
the home-
before COVID.
The home team was like winning and almost won the Euros, at home. So of course the England people were going fucking nuts. Like what do they expect?
Okay, so
Dude, people
coke
do
is
coke.
Would have been
Fast-forward.
if they got knocked out in the knockout. If they got knocked out in the first round, there wouldn't have been as much cocaine use.
I will say this: cocaine is back in a way, right? That it went away for a while. It's back in a bigger way than it was in like the 90s, early 2000s. I don't think it's eclipsed its use in the 80s. Maybe it has. I don't know, but
No way.
yeah, probably not. So. Anyway, people are getting really yacked out there at the games, getting violent. So, guys,
Oh yeah,
finally,
they're gonna stop too. They're gonna stop. You know what? You know what's gonna stop it is like everybody's decriminalizing everything, right? That's probably gonna stop people from doing as much coke in the fucking stands. Like, get over it. Sports fans are gonna do coke. You go to a fucking sporting game, expect it. There's gonna be drunk, coked up people there. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Every sporting event
Can't
around the
believe it.
world.
In front of my, they're yelling in front of my kids.
it is tough. I mean, there
it's a
needs
sporting
to be a family section in every sporting event. There has to be because
No,
but
just
yes,
you got to know
Yes.
people are going to be crazy. No.
Don't bring your kids to a Euro game. Don't bring your kids to an NFL
Or
game.
if you
should be
do,
able to bring your
yeah,
kids to an NFL game.
Don't do it.
bring them when they're at an age where they can understand. Like, you don't have to explain it, or
When they can do
or
coke.
just explain, or just ignore it and be like, "Hey,
this is like
people get
Daddy's
crazy.
pixie stick." Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, finally, guys, let's take it over. Well, kind of on the internet, but has to do with the international country of Iran. Facebook has some very bad news for the government defense contractors and U.S. military personnel about their online girlfriend who speaks suspect English. She may be a sweaty Iranian spy. Sorry. Yeah. On Thursday, Facebook announced that it has tracked and at least partially disrupted a long-running Iranian hacking campaign that used Facebook to send U.S. contractors and military personnel with high intelligence clearances malware-infected files or tricking them into submitting sensitive credentials to phishing sites. So pretty nice. I was kidding about it being U.S. personnel with sensitive information giving up national secrets because they were thinking with their dicks. It was because they were thinking with their wallets. The Iranian group called Tortoiseshell slowly set up a fake site called Hire Military Heroes. They were running recruiting scams. And the site, which was meant to trick U.S. veterans, was well built, but still had a couple signs that it was created as a trick by Iranians. For example, on the jobs section of the site, the headline read, so you spent the last 4 years executing infidels and keeping the followers in line. But now what?
Didn't say that.
No.
Didn't translate for the Americans.
Didn't. Right. Yes. You spent the last years with the blood of infidels on your hands. Now it's time to wash those hands and get into the medical field.
That's like what.
How many people?
That's like what happened with General Butt Naked.
They got not that many. It was like 200 phishing sites, but they got people. That's the point. They got people.
That sucks for those people that got going.
Dude, did you see the Israeli stuff too that Wes sent out? Like, WAPO did a big article about how like journalists and Khashoggi were all getting spied on by Israeli spyware on their phones.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Out there.
The Israelis, they're supposed to be our closest allies.
Well, they're getting paid a ton of money to produce spyware that spies on the whistleblowers of the world.
Okay.
All right.
So if you're a journalist, you're in your phone.
Does Jared Kushner know about this?
I don't know. I got some more Facebook news in this last story though about how what they're doing. Guys, I got a question for you. How would you feel if you were like looking extra good one day and you walked into a convenience store and smiled at the camera because you knew you were looking so good, and then wham, that picture of you looking good is somehow being used to promote porn or a dating site, testosterone pills? You'd be honored, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
tell
erection
everybody.
pills maybe not, but everything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, testosterone pills.
This
Testosterone
guy
pills.
needs
You're
it.
you're the before picture in a hair loss ad.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be
Better be in the after.
you'd be
Yeah. No, the after you have
You'd be
hair.
a little mad you aren't getting paid, but honored nonetheless, probably. But I want you to meet Karen Hepp. Let me see if I can do this right. Da-ba-da-da. There she is. Boom. There you see Karen Hepp. She looks pretty good.
Yeah,
You guys see
Karen,
her?
that red
Okay.
dress.
This is
nice.
red dress Karen Hepp. Yeah, she's a
dress,
former
yeah.
co-anchor of Good Day Wake Up in New York City, and now works as a similar position in Philly. She's like one of those morning show face for like a local news station, I gather.
It's Bad Day Philly. Yeah.
Yeah, Bad Day Philly.
Yeah. It's get the fuck up,
Yeah.
Philly.
Well, this happened to Karen 15 years ago when she went into a little bodega in New York City. She was 15 years younger. Her breasts were just out, basically competing for best breast in New York City all day long. And she looked right into a camera for some reason, and wham, her face is being used in porn sites, dating sites, erectile dysfunction sites. Here's a picture of that image that was stolen from her. She's 15 years younger, but whoa. You know what I mean?
Oh wow, yeah, rack and a half.
Rack
Is that
and a
just
half.
Like on the security cam right there? Or did
Yeah,
that
I don't know
guy do,
why
like-
she's looking right into it.
15 years ago. That's great.
She was
That's a
feeling
great
herself.
pic.
That guy was like, "Hey, can I take a picture of you? You're so beautiful. Let me get a picture of you." And she was like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's the
She
site,
went
I
for it.
believe. Yeah, she went for it. So, pretty. She's look. I mean, if that's the picture, she looks like she's like staring right into it. But they stole it, unfortunately for Karen, who says, "quote I'm embarrassed, and so are my kids. This is a punch to the gut that made me feel sick to my stomach. Worst thing is, she cannot do anything about it." From the New York Post article, quote, in 1996, the Section 230 was created, enacting the Communications Decency Act. Quote, at its most basic, the provision supplies immunity for websites if a third party, such as an advertiser or commenter, uploads content that can be considered libelous, obscene, or offensive. In other words, if someone on Facebook posts libelous comments or an advertiser appropriates someone's image without authorization, Facebook or other websites are not responsible for that. So,
At Section 230 again, we should get Shoshana on to talk about this.
Biden's been talking about going after Facebook for this with the that vaccine, misinformation.
It's
So-
good for us though, because like we want that to not to be that way, because so that
Yeah.
because
Pretty important legislation.
Yes.
yeah, we
Right.
we would get in trouble for sure. I feel like posting some of the pics we've posted over the
Oh
years.
yeah, we're horrible people, and we already have the Israeli spyware on our phones. Like we don't need another
Yeah.
thing.
So she found out about this back in 2018. One of her colleagues at Fox News was like, "Hey, I saw your face on an ad for a dating app on Facebook," and that same.
Cured my ED pretty
Yeah, he was
quick.
looking pretty good on that ED ad. There was also a Giphy that was made of her where an animated man was shown to be standing behind her and masturbating. I searched high and low for the Giphy, couldn't find it.
That's tough.
But Giphy was let off the hook. Facebook was let off the hook. Reddit was let off the hook. Her $10 million lawsuit thrown out. Not sure about porn site XNXS, who used her face for in the MILF section, but they got off too. You know what I mean? According to her lawyer, back when the internet was in incipient technology in 1996, the U.S. Congress thought the internet publishers should be protected from lawsuits arising from stuff like this. So, at the expense of your privacy and for the good of getting internet off the ground, maybe so the government could spy on you. Who knows? Yeah.
Wes, I don't mean to be this is wrong though. This isn't the law. I'm 99% sure. Like you can post something. You can't go after Facebook, right? But if someone's using your image to advertise something, that company that's spending the ad dollars is liable.
Sure, but not the website that they posted to. So Facebook gets those ads posted. She went after Facebook. She knew she wasn't going to go out get any money from these fucking
she's an
foreign.
She has to find.
Yeah,
the
it's not
developer
exactly.
that posted it.
Yeah.
Or-
What's that? Yeah,
It's not hard.
well, she figured she would go after the big boys, and it got thrown out.
That's That's what the ad says. It's not hard, and then it shows her picture, and then boom.
Yeah, there you go.
So, like I said, Biden's been talking about this, so we'll see. It's too late for Karen. Everyone knows she had an incredible rack 15 years ago, and companies made billions off free advertising with that rack without Karen consent. What a rack and what a racket. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you for listening. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/Hard Factor. We got some good gambling going on in there, some crypto, all kinds of fun stuff.
Half a pack with
Yeah.
Wes episode 2.
Yeah, coming out at the end of July. Looking forward to that. Anything else, boys? Stereo or Green Room. Sorry, we will be announcing which Friday this week, right?
Whenever you guys want another crack at Quiz Marquee, I'm willing to put the championship belt up on the line for trivia. Whenever.
Well, as in,
We do
the
that
next
once a
trivia
month?
night.
Best. Also clearly the best name, Quiz Marquee.
What were your guys' names, Will and Pat?
Van going down because
Captain Japan America.
Because of the first fuck up with the Japan and America thing.
mine was because
And
you
then
were at a
Scott
Van Gogh art
Fitzgerald.
exhibit, Wes.
Oh, I know. You might see a shirt that I got at that exhibit tomorrow. We'll see.
Nice. Was it a good
Hey, it
time?
was cool. I mean, if I was still blazing, if you're gonna go, get blazed up and check it out because
To
it's
an art
it's-
exhibit, yeah.
No, it's
Starry
huge,
night.
and it's like the room changes like every 5 seconds, so it's a very cool display if you're lit up for sure.
Were there just a bunch of Funyun rappers?
No,
that
it
just
was
littered
people,
across the floor?
very very sophisticated people in there. Come on.
Oh yeah, such highbrow.
So all right, that's gonna do it for Hard Factor. Thank you guys. We love you. Hope you had a great weekend and have a great fucking day.